Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something that may hurt a little bit, but it's the truth. Ain't nobody coming to push you. Nobody's waking you up in the morning. Nobody's checking if you hit your goals. Nobody's gonna beg you to believe in yourself. You gotta force yourself to level up. That's it. That's the message. We live in a world where everybody want to be comfortable, everybody want to chill, Netflix scrolling, excuses. And while you do that, time slipping through your fingers like sand. You ain't stuck, you just ain't pushing. I know it hurts, I've been there. Broke and defeated. I used to cry behind the wheel of my car, working job after job, trying to figure out when my breakthrough was gonna come. Then I realized it wasn't coming, unless I made it happen. See, people think success knocks on your door. No, success don't knock. You gotta kick that door down. You gotta show up even when nobody claps, even when you're tired, scared, or dead broke. You gotta force yourself to get uncomfortable, to sweat for your dream, to sacrifice sleep for your purpose, to go silent when the world is noisy. Because growth ain't supposed to feel good. Leveling up feels like hell sometimes, but guess what? It's better than being stuck in that same damn place every year. Watching your potential rot in regret. Comfort is a slow death. Force yourself to level up. Let's talk about comfort. Not the kind that comes from a warm bed or a home-cooked meal. I'm talking about the kind that suffocates dreams, kills ambition, and slowly erodes the best version of you while you smile through it, thinking you're just taking it easy. You see, comfort is seductive. It whispers in your ear, you've done enough. It tells you to sleep a little longer. It convinces you that tomorrow's a better time to start. It tells you at least you're not as bad off as them. But that's the lie. That's the trap. Comfort is the most dangerous drug on earth, and the scariest part? It's legal. It's accepted. It's even celebrated. People don't overdose on it overnight. It kills you slowly, one excuse at a time, one lazy morning at a time, one missed opportunity at a time. You don't even notice you're dying. That's what makes it so deadly. Because see, comfort doesn't scream at you. It doesn't punch you in the face. It whispers. It creeps in like a thief in the night and robs you of your potential. It robs you of your greatness, and you let it. You sit there watching the clock, watching your life pass by, stuck in the same chapter you said you were gonna outgrow last year. Why? Because comfort gave you just enough to be okay. But hear me, you were not born for okay. You weren't created to survive. You were created to thrive. You were meant to build, to grow, to elevate. But none of that happens in your comfort zone. Nothing grows there. You don't get abs sitting on the couch. You don't build a business watching TV. You don't write the book, lose the weight, get the promotion, or fix the relationship staying in your little bubble where everything feels good and safe. You grow in the stretch. You grow in the sweat. You grow in the "I don't feel like it, but I'm gonna do it anyway" moments. That's the gym of life. And let me tell you something, that gym ain't supposed to feel good, but that pain, that discomfort, that's your training ground. That's where you're being shaped. That's where your next level's being born. You keep waiting for motivation, but that's just another form of comfort. You keep telling yourself, when I feel ready. You won't. You gotta force yourself to show up without motivation. You gotta wake yourself up when the alarm goes off and everything in your body says, stay in bed. You gotta put in the reps, make the call, write the script, study the book, clock into the job, or hit the gym even when you don't feel like it. Because the price of greatness is discomfort, the cost of the dream is discipline, and the fee for freedom is focus through the storm. Some of y'all think struggle means you're doing something wrong. No, it means you're doing something right. Discomfort is a sign of movement. It means you're no longer sitting in stagnation. It means your spirit is stretching. It means God is growing you. Let me ask you, you want to level up? Then why are you still acting like you're trying to stay the same? You keep asking for change, but you ain't willing to change your schedule. You say you want success, but you refuse to sacrifice comfort. You don't get both. You don't get comfort and growth. You gotta pick one, because comfort won't push you. Comfort won't challenge you. Comfort won't call you out on your lazy habits, your weak thinking, your small circle. Comfort won't level you up. It'll tuck you in and say, try again tomorrow, until there's no tomorrow left. If you want it bad enough, you're gonna have to do it scared. Do it broke. Do it tired. Do it alone. Do it while nobody believes in you. Do it when it hurts. Do it even when you think it ain't working. That's the difference between people who make it and people who stay average. So if you're sitting there thinking life's hard, if you're crying over how slow the process is, if you're frustrated because nothing's changing, good. That means you're not numb. It means you're still fighting. Now take that pain and use it. Take that frustration and move anyway, because ain't nothing scarier than waking up at 50, 60, or 70 years old and realizing you died at 25 but got buried decades later. Don't let comfort kill your purpose. Don't let it just surviving steal your shot at greatness. Steal your shot at greatness. Force yourself to level up. Make discomfort your new best friend. And watch how fast God starts moving through your life. Let me tell you something that might sting a little. Excuses don't pay no damn bills. You can dress them up however you want. You can call it a bad break time and no support, too tired, too broke, too busy. But when the rent is due, when your kids are looking up at you hungry, when your dreams are screaming from the back of your mind, excuses won't do a thing for you. See, we live in a world full of soft talk. Everybody got a story. Oh, I could have made it if my dad stuck around. Oh, I would have gone to school if I had the money. I tried, but nobody helped me. I had an idea, but someone beat me to it. Let me ask you, so what? You think life gonna stop for you because you had a hard time? Life didn't stop for me when I was sleeping in my car. It didn't pause for me when doors slammed in my face, when people laughed at me, when I failed, when I cried. The world ain't waiting for you to feel ready. The world responds to action. You don't get credit for almost trying. You don't get points for wishing. You get results when you move anyway. Excuses are comfortable. They feel warm. They feel safe. They wrap around you like a blanket and whisper, "It's okay. You can try again later." But that blanket, that safety, it's a trap. Because every day you buy into your excuse, your dream dies a little more. Let me give it to you straight. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's gonna show up at your door with a contract, a check, or a miracle just cause you wanted it real bad. This world rewards execution, not intention. Not intention. You keep saying that one day I'll start the business, one day I'll lose the weight. One day I'll leave this toxic job, but what if a one day never comes? What if all you got is this day and you wasted it? Look, I'm not saying life ain't hard. I know what it means to struggle. But struggle ain't an excuse. It's a reason to go harder. You say your family doesn't support you? Good. Build it without them and let them sit in the audience when it's done. You say you don't have time? Then stop binge watching Netflix like your future's on pause. You say you don't know how to start? There are people who started with less than you, who had no clue what they were doing, but they figured it out because quitting wasn't an option. And let me tell you something about real winners. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for motivation. They don't need the perfect plan. You don't need the perfect plan. They move in the dark, they build in the shadows, and when the lights finally shine, the world calls them lucky. They're not lucky. They're just the ones who kept pushing while the rest were making excuses. That's what a boss does. A boss don't wait for a handout. He creates opportunities. She don't cry about the odds. She beats them. And if you want to win, if you want to level up, you got to wake up every morning with that same hunger. You got to look in the mirror and say, I ain't waiting for nobody. I'm getting by force if I got to. Because at the end of the day, your excuses won't feed your kids. They won't get you out of debt. They won't build your dream. They won't silence that voice inside you saying, I was made for more. You were made to build. You were made to grow. You were made to grow. You were made to inspire, to impact, to rise. But you'll never see any of that if you keep babysitting your excuses. It's time to own your life. Nobody owes you anything, and that's good news, because that means you don't need to wait on anybody to give you permission. So get up, wipe your tears, silence the noise, kill the excuses. And go after what's yours. You owe it to the version of you who believed, who dreamed, who stayed up at night wondering, oh, what if? Don't let that version of you die in a pile of could have beens and should have started. Excuses don't pay bills. Action does. Discipline does. Hustle does. Faith does. Now go get it. Let me ask you something real simple. How do you build muscle? You tear it down first. That's right. You don't get stronger by doing what's easy. You get stronger by putting your body through something uncomfortable, something painful. And your life, it works the same exact way. Pain is your personal trainer. And the thing about trainers, they don't let you quit. They don't let you stay the same. They don't care about your comfort. They care about your growth. You see, everybody wants strength, everybody wants greatness, everybody wants result. But the moment pain shows up, they want out. They start complaining. They say, why me? They say, I can't take it anymore. But the truth is, you needed that pain. Let me tell you something from my heart. The person you want to become is on the other side of pain, not around it, not under it. Straight through it. The problem is we've been conditioned to fear pain. We treat it like it's the enemy. But pain is not here to punish you. Pain is here to prepare you, to strip away your weaknesses, to break down your bad habits, to expose the parts of you that need to grow. When I was broke, when I was sleeping in my car, when I was getting a no after a no, I thought the world was against me, but it wasn't against me. It was training me. It was shaping me for the kind of life I was asking God for. I said I wanted success. I said I wanted impact. I said I wanted to inspire people. And God said, all right, let's see if you're ready. So he sent me some pain, some lonely nights, some heartbreak, some rejection. And in those moments, I had a choice. I could run from the pain, or I could learn from it. You know what I did? I leaned in. I let it hurt. I let it break me. But I never let it defeat me, because I knew every ounce of pain I endured was pushing me closer to the man I was meant to become. You don't grow in comfort. You grow in pressure. You grow in the tension between where you are and where you want to be. And that space right there, that space is where pain lives. It lives in the sacrifice, in the tears, in the early mornings, in the no's, in the moments when quitting feels easier than continuing. But here's the truth, pain only wins if you quit. If you keep going, that pain turns into power. That struggle turns into strength. That brokenness becomes your breakthrough. Listen to me. Every champion you admire, every legend, every leader, every person you look up to, they've been through some hell. They've cried behind closed doors. They failed. They've been laughed at, doubted, rejected, but they didn't run from it. They used it. Because pain is the tuition you pay for greatness. It's the fire that forges your character. It's the heat that molds your soul into steel. So stop asking for an easier life. Start asking for the strength to handle what you've been given. Start saying, and if pain is the price, then I'm willing to pay it. Because I refuse to stay stuck. I refuse to stay broken. I refuse to live life on my knees, begging for comfort when I was built to rise through fire. You gotta look at your pain and say, you will not break me. You will build me. You will train me. You will push me to places comfort never could. Because here's what you don't see yet. While you're crying, you're growing. While you're bleeding, you're becoming stronger. While you're struggling, you're being shaped for something greater. You don't have to love the pain, but you do have to respect it. Because when it's all said and done, pain will either be your excuse or your evidence. Evidence that you didn't quit, that you kept swinging, that you showed up every day even when it hurt. And let me tell you something, when you come out the other side, you're gonna thank the pain. You're gonna look back and say, if it wasn't for what I went through, I wouldn't be who I am. So next time life throws you into the fire, don't panic. Don't break, just smile a little and say, let's train. Silence, man, it's powerful. In a world that's always yelling, always posting, always proving, silence is rebellion, it's resistance, it's strength. You see, there's something sacred about moving in silence. That's where the real work happens. Not on social media, not in the spotlight, not in the applause, but in the dark, in the quiet, in unseen hours when nobody's watching but God. You don't have to broadcast your next move. You don't have to tell people your dream. You don't need approval, validation, or applause for what you're building, because sometimes the loudest thing you can do is stay silent. Silence ain't weakness. Silence is strategy. While they're out there showing off, chasing clout, proving who they are, you're becoming who you're meant to be. You ever plant a seed? You don't shout at it. You don't drag it out of the soil every day to check if it's growing. You just bury it. You water it, and you wait. And while it's under dirt in that darkness, that's when the real miracle happens. Roots dig deep. Strength is formed. Growth begins in silence. And greatness, it grows the same way. You can't rush it. You can't fake it. You can't force it to show itself before it's ready. You gotta trust the process. You gotta believe that the hours you're putting in, the sacrifices you're making, the discipline you're building, it's all working beneath the surface. People may not see it. They might laugh at you. They might say, oh, he fell off. They'll say, she's not around anymore. Let him talk. Because when God starts moving in your life, he don't always make an announcement. He just does the work. See, everybody wants the mountaintop moment, but few are willing to survive the valley in silence. Everybody wants to shine, but don't nobody want to grind in the shadows where there's no glory, no recognition, no reward. Let me tell you, the shadows are where legends are born. When I was broke, sleeping in my car, nobody knew. I didn't tell the world, y'all. I'm struggling. I got quiet. I prayed. I worked. I trusted. And in that silence, God was preparing me for stages I couldn't even imagine, because silence is not empty. Silence is full of strategy, of strength, of transformation. People ask, where you been? You say, working. Or what you been up to? You say, building. Because you don't owe them an explanation for the roots you're putting down. Let them see the tree when it breaks the soil. Let them feel the shade when your greatness starts casting shadows. Let them watch when the fruit starts falling. But until then, stay grounded, stay quiet, stay committed. Your silence ain't just about peace, it's about power. It's about refusing to let outside voices distract you. Because when you talk too much, you invite noise into your garden, and too much noise can kill what's trying to grow. Stop sharing your every move. Stop telling people your dreams who weren't even built to understand them. Stop looking for applause before you've even earned it. This is your season of grit, not glamour. Discipline, not display. Focus, not followers. You ain't gotta tell them what you're working on. You ain't gotta explain why you disappeared. You just keep doing you. Keep watering your gift. Keep grinding when it ain't fun. Keep waking up early, showing up strong, staying hungry, even when nobody sees it. Because eventually, that quiet work will speak louder than any caption, any story, any speech. They'll say, where did he come from? How did she blow up like that? And you'll just smile because you know the truth. You know that your rise didn't happen overnight. It happened in silence. It happened in sacrifice. It happened in the hours nobody applauded. In the days you were tired, discouraged, and ready to quit, but it didn't. That's the soil greatness grows in. So go ghost if you need to. Log off. Cut the noise. Say no to the invites. Turn off the distractions and just build. The world don't need another loud voice with no foundation. It needs builders. It needs warriors who rise in silence and shock the world with results. So get quiet. Get focused, and level up in silence. Because God does his loudest work in the dark. And when it's time to reveal what he's been growing inside you, you won't have to say a word. Your success will do the talking. Let me leave you with this. Life don't hand out blueprints. It gives you pain, pressure, and purpose. Says figure it out. So I'm telling you today as your brother, as someone who's lived in the valley, force yourself to level up. No more pity parties. No more waiting for somebody to discover you. No more dreams collecting dust. Wake up every day like your future depends on it, because it does. You might cry. You might fall. You might lose some people along the way. But when you look in the mirror a year from now, when you're walking in a blessing you built through pain, you'll say, I made it, because I refused to stay the same. You were never meant to be average. You just needed to get uncomfortable enough to rise, so stop waiting. Force yourself, push yourself, level up.